Hi folks, here's Aquifel with a WWE Fastlane 2016 review. And well, first of all, as you can see, I use my webcam for this video. I decided it's a little bit more, may be a little bit more interesting than just watching me talk and having, as a picture, having just a Fastlane 2016 poster. So, well, deal with the quality. My webcam offers no more, so sorry for that. But, well, let's start with the pre-show. And yeah, the pre-show. I really liked the pre-show for the NXT TakeOver London, but yeah, this time, well, we had the obligatory card rundown with video packages we would see later that evening on the main pay-per-view again. So, well, I liked the panel, but these video packages, they're obsolete. Yeah, sure, they are supposed to tease the main pay-per-view and get more buyers or subscribers, but well, best job to do that would be having decent Raws. So, and of course we had AJ Styles in the media launch. It was short, but well, it was nice to hear AJ talk a little bit more than just be the guy who stares and talks with his fists. Most interestingly, the most interesting thing was, of course, the United States 2 out of 3 falls match between Alberto Del Rio and Kalisto. Well, Del Rio had a smart strategy, beat down Kalisto and then hit him with chairs to really knock him loopy. So, well, of course he lost the first fall, and yeah, that's something one is willing to risk, because after that Kalisto is out. We go to a commercial break, something I'll never get used to on a pay-per-view, even on the pre-show. And yeah, while the WWE Go stuff airs, Del Rio further beats down Kalisto and of course scores the second fall quite easily. Well, of course after that Kalisto puts up more of a fight, and it's a pretty nice and fast-paced match, but that didn't last too long. It was about 12 minutes, which is a joke for a 2 out of 3 falls match. And in the end, Kalisto retains. I'm really anxious to see where this is going. Could be great. Could, well, be a little underwhelming, because if Del Rio had won here, him versus AJ Styles would have been great. Well, I doubt it's happening at WrestleMania, but well, further down the road, why not? Would help elevate the title. No offense to Kalisto, I like him, but if he really can elevate the title and bring back meaning, I doubt it. At least if he has no real opponents or good opponents. And the thing with Del Rio, it should be off the table now after he has beaten him 3 times. So, well, rather short match, but quite entertaining. A little bit fast-paced action, so pretty decent. On to the main pay-per-view. It started off with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks versus Team B.A.D, and well, it was your classic tag team match. Not much or nothing noteworthy. It was a classic hot tag build-up, and after the hot tag, of course, to Sasha Banks, the match picks up, gets pretty decent, and yeah, of course, the faces win, because there was no friction between Lynch and Banks, and to be honest, we have to get rid of Team B.A.D, and after that, well, we're not friends anymore. Yeah, they want to build that on Raw, I get that, but showing a little tension between those two, or a little more tension between those two here, and not having them on the same page all the time, would have been more interesting. Still decent match, but yeah, nothing that will be remembered. Second bout of the evening was the IC title match between Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. And well, Owens gets the early advantage after a headbutt, dominates a little bit, and then, well, it goes back and forth. Ambrose, not Ambrose. For example, Owens counters the zigzag and then hits his own move. There are a lot of super kicks in between. It really goes back and forth. Most interesting spot was Ambrose. Why am I always saying Ambrose? Owens. Owens attempts the apron powerbomb and, well, Ziggler counters it with a Hurricane Rana into the steel steps. Quite nice, really quite nice. And yeah, as well as the finish phase, it was, as I said, back and forth. Pretty interesting, not too much of an in-ring story, but good bout. And yeah, they weren't supposed to steal the show. They could have, but they weren't supposed to. And they did a quite good job, entertaining nonetheless. So, nice match. Helps Ambrose again. Helps Owens, get a win. Doesn't hurt Ziggler, and well, if it really elevates the IC title, we'll see in the future. But if Owens has a really great feud heading into WrestleMania, maybe even against Ziggler, if it gets more personal on Raw, this could really help the title. And such a match in the mid-card or lower mid-card, well, it's okay. They had the time. They had about 16 minutes, and that's a huge step forward between the title being stolen and changing hands all the time. So, good match. Good match. Although, I hope next time they get even more time or a little bit more spotlight and can shine even more. Then we have the 6-man tag team match, and this is where I really got pissed off. Not because Ryback shined. I mean, we saw the CM Punk style knees by him in the corner. That was unexpected. And he had a nice flurry of offense with tons of slams against Luke Harper, was it? Yeah, Luke Harper was it. It was Luke Harper. So Ryback really got a chance to shine here. But the Wyatts not so much. The Wyatts really remain a joke, and in a time where the WWE has virtually no top heel besides Triple H. I mean, Triple H is a seasoned veteran. I like Triple H, but his main job is behind the scenes and really unnerving us with his authority. I mean, the authority needs to die at WrestleMania, please. I'm getting sick of it. It's not entertaining most of the time. Even the segments drag on too long, and the whole storyline is boring, especially as we have no one we really can get behind. Well, we have Dean Ambrose, but he's not the one who really is an open confrontation with the authority. So, yeah, but we only have Triple H. That's why he needed to win the title at the Royal Rumble, because there's no other top heel. We have the League of Nations. They're a joke too, and I'll get to that later. But, yeah. Owens is a mid-card heel. He has the potential for the main event, but as of now, he's just a mid-card heel. And Bray Wyatt, he is closest to a main event heel as you can get without really being one. And instead of really gaining momentum for him, stuff like this happens. I like Ryback, but in the end, Big Show and Kane are way past their prime. No offense to those guys, but yeah, they should be putting younger talent over, and WWE books them as books them in a way that puts younger talent down. Rowan and Strowman are not really that talented wrestlers, but I mean, the Wyatt family beat down Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That means something. That really gained them momentum and really made them appear like a threat again. And then they lose, although Bray Wyatt just said at ringside, they lose to Ryback, Kane, and Big Show. Ryback, I could live with. Big Show and Kane, they don't need the win. The Wyatts desperately needed it. And yet the WWE let the faces win. So Just a stupid booking decision in my opinion. And yeah, all momentum the Wyatt family has built by beating up Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, it's gone. The Wyatt family is a joke again. And nobody will invest emotionally in them because they're no threat. They're no real threat. They build them up as a threat, they lose. They build them up as a threat, they lose. I'm sick of it. Honestly, if you do that to the Wyatt family, disband the thing and, well, let him do something else. And speaking of emotional investment, why would anybody emotionally invest himself in the Big Show? The guy is likable, and I think Paul White is a cool human being. But he turns back and forth. He's heel the one week, pays the next, and so on. He changes, or he turns every other pay-per-view. Well, not in the last months, or last weeks, but it's always back and forth with him. And why would anybody invest in him? The moment you like him, he's heel again. The moment you hate him, he's face again. Doesn't work that way. So this is where the WWE really screwed up. Did nothing for the Wyatts. The only thing that came from this match is that Ryback, shown. He's shown. That's the only thing. And Ryback, as far as mid-card faces go, is over anyway. So, useless. On to the Divas title. Well, Brie Bella utilizes a lot of Daniel Bryan-like offense. Why not? She feeds off this love the crowd has for Daniel Bryan, and that's mainly why she really got the spot. So, well, that's okay. But the match itself, it's not that good. Everything that Charlotte had when she was the NXT Women's Champion, or NXT Divas Champion, everything that worked when she was the Championess on NXT doesn't work here. I mean, yeah, they have built her character up as a heel, and they have done a little bit with her character, so she has a little more depth, but yeah, in my mind, there is no Divas Revolution at the moment. There is no real psychology, the transitions don't work, and they just pull out all the moves without much sense behind them. And it wasn't a good match. It was not horrible, but it was not a good match. And, well, they could have done a little bit better, but I don't know. The Divas Revolution, on the main roster, there really is no such thing until they have Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Paige and all the really talented girls going head to head with each other and letting them wrestle instead of, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I can't really blame booking for them not having or not really incorporating psychology in their matches, or credible psychology, and build up to the moves, and, well, good timing with the moves. That a move looks like it hurt, and a move looks like it made sense at that moment. That's up to the wrestlers, I think. So why don't they do it? Charlotte proved that she can. So, well, I don't know. I really don't know. Matches like this, it's a little bit better than we had in the late 2000s, but it's not good. And it's not nearly as good as on NXT, where they really wrestle and really have great, or at least good matches. Why that doesn't work on the main roster, I don't know. So, after the Divas title, we have the next really interesting match. Gotta be honest, I didn't care for the Divas title, and most likely I will never care for it, as long as there are matches such as Charlotte versus Brie. Anyway, AJ Styles versus Y2J, a match many people have waited for, although we have seen it twice on Raw and SmackDown. The match where AJ Styles finally could prove himself on pay-per-view in the WWE. And well, yeah, of course, in the beginning there are dueling chants, because even if Y2J is a heel, the crowd still loves him. But well, the chants died down a little bit into the match because the match was rather slow paced, and that's nothing I criticize. It's okay for a match to have a slower pace, and of course they still had some great spots. No, the dropkick counter when Styles flew over the top rope, or you all know Y2J's springboard dropkick. Well, I haven't seen that as a counter to AJ Styles' springboard maneuver. That was nice, and yeah, in the end, Jericho gets hit by the Styles Clash and then has to submit. In Styles, well, at the moment I really don't know what it's called, the move, so Jericho submits to it. It was a good match. I think some people have expected something more fast-paced and with more high-flying, and well, that's not a smart expectation for a match like this. Remember, Jericho is not the youngest guy anymore. He is more or less a part-time wrestler, so he still gets the psychology, he still has the timing, but of course he's not as fit and fast as he once was. So, well, what do you expect? It was a good match, and they really worked around Jericho not being the high flyer he once was, or not being the high flyer AJ Styles is, or can be. So, good match. Sad to see that the crowd died a little bit in the middle, because they were expecting more fast-paced action. With another opponent, maybe someone like Tyler Breeze or Dolph Ziggler, I don't know, maybe even Kevin Owens, the pace will pick up. But anyway, still the people love AJ Styles, and I love that they love him. It's great to see that AJ really works in the WWE. Something 5 years ago, 10 years ago, nobody would have believed. So after this cool match, we have the cutting edge Peep show. I love Edge and Christian. I've always loved them. They're great guys. And well, I love the New Day. They're goofy. They're totally over the top, but they are entertaining. And of course, they go back and forth, dissing each other, and it's pretty fun to watch. But yeah, then the League of Nations arrive, and yeah, the whole segment goes down the toilet. Sheamus brags about yeah, the good old Bad News Barrett threatens to bullhammer Edge and Christian. Del Rio says he's responsible for Edge retiring. Well, I don't think so. And quite honestly, nobody thinks so. Probably not even Del Rio himself. Rusev just stands there staring menacingly. And well, Edge and Christian leave the ring. New Day has left it earlier because they wanted no business with the League of Nations. Why I think the New Day are more of a threat than the League of Nations. And yeah, then the New Day decided to turn the other cheek, shows their butts, and then Edge and Christian throw money around, and it's not New Day rocks, but watch our show. In the end, it was just a tease for the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness, and I've watched it afterwards. It had its moments, but it didn't reek of awesomeness in the first episode. So, yeah, in the end, it was just a promo or promotional thing for the Edge and Christian show. And, yeah, maybe it teased something that some constellation of the League of Nations will face the New Day. But as I said, nobody cares for the League of Nations. Nobody. So after that, we had something I haven't seen in a while in the WWE, and I was glad I didn't see it. The random pay-per-view filler match, because we had a great match. Now we had a longer match, a good match, some advertised match, and now we have the main event in between. We need to have something to bring the crowd down. And Curtis Axel versus R-Truth should do the job. They don't even go 3 minutes when Goldust interferes on behalf on R-Truth, and it all turns to shit. So absolutely unnecessary, and these unadvertised matches really don't help a pay-per-view at all. Nobody is really invested in them, and they're just a waste of time. So, I mean, the League of Nations brought the crowd down. The moment they appeared, the crowd was, don't care for that much. This match was totally unnecessary. Well, then on to the main event. The triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender who will face Triple H for the World Heavyweight title in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, I said in the preview, they need to shift the focus from Reigns wins and overcomes the odds to a thing between Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, and they did to a certain extent. The story is Brock Lesnar comes in, destroys them both. Funny spot. Ambrose gets a chance to suplex Lesnar. Lesnar just stands there, looks back, turns around, and belly to belly overhead suplex. A little comedy doesn't hurt. Well, Brock destroys, and he beats them up. And of course, Reigns and Ambrose do the smart thing. They team up, and it doesn't work exactly like they planned, but in the end, Ambrose can low blow Brock Lesnar, and they manage to put him through one of the commentary tables, and he's out. Then it's brother against brother. Ambrose strikes first, and they have a nice little bit back and forth, although Ambrose dominates most of the time, and then Lesnar re-emerges. They team up again, put him through the next table, and then Reigns takes the initiative and attacks Ambrose, and they have again a little bit back and forth with Reigns dominating most of it. And Brock Lesnar still is not beat, while Reigns attempts the Samoan drop on Ambrose. Lesnar just runs in and German suplexes him. It's a German suplex Samoan drop combination. Looks pretty cool and just speaks for the strength Lesnar has. And then it's Lesnar against Reigns, and Reigns stands his own, but in the end Lesnar, of course, is more powerful, has him in the Kimura, and Ambrose attacks him with chairs, attacks Reigns with chairs, and as soon as Lesnar is out, Ambrose turns around and boom, spear, 1, 2, 3. It was the expected outcome. Reigns wins. Everything else would be illogical at this point. And they did a good job not having Reigns overpower Lesnar himself, but he was in need of Ambrose helping him, and in the end rescuing him. And I think that's something on Raw they can play off, further teasing or building up a Lesnar-Ambrose match at WrestleMania, which should be great. The match itself, it was less epic than other three-ways the WWE had in the past. It was, for a main event and a three-way, they often go over 20 minutes. This one was under. Obviously the story just doesn't work for a 20-minute plus or 20 plus minutes match. Doesn't work. So yeah. And yeah, where will we go from here? I wasn't pissed off, but the crowd booed Reigns. It's obvious. The first choice for kicking Triple H's ass is Brock Lesnar. The people just love him, love it when he throws people around and beats the crap out of them. The second choice would be Ambrose. Quite close second. Or close runner-up. And yeah, Reigns, not so much. But as I said, it was set in stone, so no, there's no point in really getting pissed off at it now. They at least had a good match story that didn't focus on Reigns overcoming the odds. In the end, he a little bit just got lucky a little bit that Ambrose, turned his back and then turned around and spear. But one thing I really have to mention: the spear. I mean, I know we had the spear with Edge and it worked. Honestly, Ambrose getting speared and immediately being out of commission in 1, 2, 3, but the other guys, they get finisher after finisher and powerbomb after powerbomb through a table, and they still stand. It makes Ambrose look like a little. He's the little guy playing with the big guys, or getting beat up by the big guys. And the spear, a spear hurts, but I mean, Roman Reigns needs a real finisher, something with impact. And of course, the spear has impact, at least way more than his lame Superman punches. But I just don't buy a spear as a match finish. I'm sorry. I mean, even Goldberg had the jackhammer to finish the opponents off after the spear, and Reigns really needs something like that. It worked with Edge because often he faced smaller guys or something was added to it, but with Reigns, his spear looks good, but I just don't buy it that this gets a 3 count out of people who kicked out of a F5. So, well, anyway, to sum up, Fastlane, the main event was good, was the match of the night in my opinion. The AJ Styles Chris Jericho match was good, the IC title match was good, the rest, well, the opener was decent. The 6-man tag, the Divas title match, and Truth versus Axel, on Raw, people would not be happy to see such matches. So, okay pay-per-view, but the 3 big matches really saved the day. Otherwise, you could forget about Fastlane. And heading into WrestleMania, well, obviously we have Reigns versus Triple H. And when, after the main event, Triple H came out, I really had hopes for something entertaining to happen. Well, it was just a stare down, like, WrestleMania title. Well, not much happened there. We'll see what happens on Raw. I'm really, really, really hoping for a Dean Ambrose Brock Lesnar match, and the main event did something that they really can do, or that they really can go with the story. Lesnar complaining, you got in with chairs and lost the match. Great. Now it's really time now I really want to kick your ass. Should be a great match, and they should really emphasize this as the top match of WrestleMania. Not in the advertising sense, but I mean, give Reigns and Triple H 15 minutes tops, and have Lesnar Ambrose go over 20 minutes and be the main attraction, although not the main event. From an in-ring work point of view or quality point of view, that would be a wise decision. So, the rest, Well, I'll guess there'll be the Divas 3-way. Hopefully this will be a good Divas match or a good Divas title match. It's time the revolution, the Divas revolution really reaches the main roster and is not always teased or, yeah, you know what I mean. What's in for AJ Styles? I don't know. Maybe even facing Kevin Owens. Would love to see that. And it really can help the IC title. So, well, we'll see. The next thing I'll do is, before WrestleMania, of course, the preview, but that's a little farther down the road. We'll talk about the 10 worst and the 10 best WWE WrestleMania main events. There might be some surprises in it, but, well, hopefully you tune in. And until then, yours, Aquafel.